All right, so it's just a couple of y'all, which means that I ain't gotta worry about keeping it cute. I ain't gotta worry about um this is really last minute. Let me see. Uh, I do not think I am in focus. Am I in focus for y'all? I don't think I think my focus is like right here. I can't tell. Can't oh shoot. I did something. Uh I'm sorry. Cause I can't find I don't know. This is my first time doing this and I came in here and I poked around, but how do I see it? Okay. So I can mute that. Okay. All right. Hey y'all. Hey y'all. I'm sorry for doing this last minute. It's something that I was planning that was gonna be on Instagram and I was supposed to plan it, but it was a really, really hectic day. I've actually not gotten much sleep the last couple of days because we have been so and I say we, but really my tech team, meaning Byron, has been so like occupied with trying to make sure because with the last release, my site crashed. And so we have had to do a lot to just kind of make sure that that didn't happen again. And because we had so much other stuff going on, we're still dealing with stuff um with with the house and all of that. It's just been a lot. And so I haven't gotten a lot of sleep because I've been trying to like stay up and hang with him while he was like working on different stuff for the website. Um yeah. It's just been it's been a lot. And so and then this morning the book was not live even though I felt like I had done what I needed to do for it to be live on time. That did not go how I wanted it to go. It didn't go how it was supposed to go. But, we're here and the book is live and I'm excited. I've gotten like a little bit of feedback so far, not a ton, just because I mean, it takes people, it takes time to read, but I have been getting a little feedback here and there and see if okay, so let me pause because I've got two windows open here and I opened this other window so that I could see the comments and stuff, but I feel like there has to be some kind of way for me to see the comments live over here. And I think I did something to my screen. I'm sorry. I'm looking at I broke this. That's the only answer. I broke it. And so I'm just going to keep let me see if I can do okay. That's not too bad. Like that's a bit no, it's not. That's not an improvement at all. Okay, there we go. So now I can see comments. Let me see. And you are in focus. Thank you. Because look, I was just like, we we just gonna work. we just gonna do what we can. We just gonna work with it. Um, hold on. Hey Martha. Hey, is that Ayana or Allegra? Whoever it is. Hey, hey Summer. Hey Simone. Hey Karen. Hey Amber. Who else? Hey Kay. Hey Camille. Hey Kathy. And does it freak you guys out? I'm gonna have to stop saying y'all's names just because I know them, because I know that might be a little weird. Just don't respond if you don't. Nobody will know that it's you. Um, but I'm so okay. Like the point of going live was, to kind of talk about the book, to kind of talk about the characters as, kind of now that it's out, and there were things that I wanted to talk about that, and we'll talk more about this when we do like the official chat or whatever, but there were things that I wanted to talk about really, really bad in like the pre-release thoughts and stuff, and I couldn't, just because they were so spoilery. And I'll try not to go too bad because I know some of you guys have probably not read yet, and so I won't go too bad, I think. But so Blue. Okay, so Blue is very much like a very, very alpha male character, but I wanted to just be like super cognizant of exactly how forceful he was. It's like consent is like super, super important to me to show in my work. And so I wanted to be very careful of when he tells her to do something, when Blue tells Nessa to do something, it's not that she doesn't have a choice, is that what he is telling her to do, like what he's offering on the other side of it, is like what he's offering is so good. Don't worry about that. Just give me a second. I know exactly what that is. My screen timed out. See, we're right back. And y'all can see my basketball shorts. But we see this dynamic between them where, like I said, like he's telling her what to do, but it's he's not telling her anything that she doesn't want to do. Or he's not telling her to do anything that isn't like girl, you want to do that, like don't, like stop playing, you want to do that. And so I really enjoyed that element, and then that kind of BDSM element or whatever that he had going on, like that was really unexpected. Like I knew but didn't know, and that's kind of why their book ended up coming last, because I felt like I needed like like I kind of needed some breathing room. I kind of needed to really kind of pull it all together in my head and really figure it out in my head. Their book is the book that I think they might have the most sex scenes, and I think that their book is the one that has the least amount of like their book is the one that has the least amounts of obvious emotional connection. And I say it that way because I don't think that they lack an emotional connection. I think that just within the course of the book, I don't know that we got to see much of that yet, but it's because that sexual chemistry, that passion between them was so strong that that was kind of where their focus was. Like when they first got together, when we first introduced to them, they're pulling it all together and they're figuring it out. And yeah, like I really enjoyed writing them. I had to like I talked about in my research video, I had some Google searches that was that were pretty intense. Let me see. Going back to the comments. I love that you know our names. You're already my bestie. Hey, if that's the case, I'm gonna keep using them, because if I know them, I'm gonna keep using them. Hi Quintessa. Every time I see your hair now, I think I need to look up the clip in hair, baby. You do. And I'm already like I'm regretting. So, I was just at the beauty supply and they had a human hair option, like that was basically the same thing, like same brand and everything, but it was twice as much. And I was like, I might not like it, I don't want to spend quite that much like out the gate. I really wish that I had just gone with the human hair because now if I want the human hair, I got to spend twice as much when I could have just done it in the first place. So I really regret not just going with it in the first place. But I actually took it all out last night because I had put the clips in like too tight. And so my head was hurting by the end of the night last night. So I actually took it all out and just put it back in this morning. And I was able to put it in better because I kind of knew a little better what I was doing. And so it was easier. My head doesn't hurt this time. And if I want to take them out, I can take them out. And it takes like 10 minutes to put back in. And y'all know I ain't got no hair right now. So like I did have to put like a black rinse on my hair because I was blonde. And so I had to put a dark rinse on my hair like in order for it to like blend in and like had to do like some little scrunching because I'm relaxed right now too. So I had to do like some little scrunching. But if I hadn't got this hair, I was going to my barber and I'm trying not to go to my barber. But this might help. This might help. Let me see. Hey Brittany, hey Tina. Let me see. Please don't. I'm still reading the Rose and Thorn. Yeah, I'm not I said a little bit, but not so much that I think that it like ruins the book or anything like that. He could have the consent. See, yes, that's exactly like it's like it's almost like and I really shouldn't say this because I don't think that we should ever feel like consent is implied. Um, but consent was implied. Let me see. I love that about him. The demand was beautiful. Oh wait, hey Carla. I love that about him. The demand was beautiful. Love that rough side. Yes. What's understood need not be explained. Exactly. Um, me and Nessa won all the smoke. Blue was so alpha. Yes, he absolutely was. Let me see. I got that from Sample Sunday that she enjoyed being led by him. Yet meaning there's more. No. That does not mean that there is more for Blue and Nessa necessarily. I probably will be revisiting the Predators. That's why I even introduced them. That was why I was comfortable not closing up a particular storyline that doesn't necessarily follow Blue and Nessa, but a storyline that Blue is very close to. Tati is actually very close to Tati, who was his second in command because her father was his father's second in command. That follows her really closely too. And what I'm thinking is that if and when I do go back to that, Tati is going to be like the first heroine in that series, I think. But I don't really know much about the Predators right now. Like I have like little snippets, but not like a lot for the Predators right now. Tati reminds me of Ace. Yes, Tati is very Ace. Like I actually they might even know each other. Like y'all know I can't help but make those make those connections. This was one of my favorite out of the series. I love it, but I do feel cheated with the Desi and Trace story. Cheated? Why? With Des and Trace? They were booked too. Let me see. Right, I need more. This was the best out of all three. I definitely had to Google pedagogy. I Googled several words that had to have them pronounced. Is your hair braided under the clip-ins? No, my hair's not braided. I ain't got no hair. I don't have any. Like it's just clipped on top. Like I don't have any hair. Let me see. Google is my friend when reading. I need all the visuals and understanding. I look my Google searches were nuts. And like I'll be in here working like with the office door open and my kids come rushing in like needing help working on plays. Like trying to cover up the screen. Like, nah, like you can't be in here right now. I need you to stop right there at the door and let me put, you know, I don't even know. Let me put some math up on the screen or something like that. You know. Let me see. It looks good. I love an alpha male. Absolutely. I wanted more from Desi. I read every story that included her, and I wanted more background on her. I can only give what they give me. Like, I definitely get that. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not, I'm not saying that I don't get that, but I can only give what they give me, and Des has never given me like a full story. I was actually shocked when it even popped in my mind for her to be part, like for real, part of this story. Like, I was like, it actually threw me because I had her almost kind of written off in my mind. There's actually a video that I've been planning to do, and her name was on that list of people of like like side characters that I love, but never did get like a book of their own. She was on there, Lauren was on there, Laurel was on there, Portia, the other OBGYN from the Heights is on there, Jamar. Like, I have a lot of people who I adore, as side characters or kind of wherever they were, but they never did, like, I still haven't and may never necessarily write their stories, but I really love them as characters. And she was on that list. And so I was like, oh, really? Yes. Okay. But yeah, I definitely get wanting more background, wanting more and all of that because it's interesting. Like, how did you become the Olivia Pope of Vegas and all of that? So it's definitely like I get it. Like, I definitely get it. And there's some people like Chloe, for example. For any of you guys who know who Chloe is, she's my other fixer. Like, she's my fixer from the other coast. And I had like a cover and title and all of that for Chloe, and it just never it just won't come together in my head, and I hate it. I hate it so much that it won't come together in my head. um Let me see. Allegra says she knows he gonna be back. She loves green. Buy some screen shielders. I might have to do that. I might have to do that. Will it work on a touch screen? Because my monitor is touch screen, and I don't use it all the time, but I do use it some. And so I'm wondering. I'm a. Oh, girl, they do get all up on me. They come and they get right here, mommy. Uh, I want to tell you about this planet. Like, girl, can you talk to me about the planets after like four? Let me see. I understand completely how I'm working my way through your backlist and the maze of the communities you create. Like, okay, so this is funny. Well, it's funny, it's wrong. And here we go again. It's gonna do that every 10 minutes. I apologize, guys. I'm just gonna go turn the screen back on. That's all I gotta do. Like I said, this is my first time doing the live. And so I don't know how to make it. I don't know how to make it not do that. But so none of it is really like necessarily planned. With the exception, I think the exception to that might be Sugar Valley, because when Sugar Valley, I went into Sugar Valley wanting to write small town romance, wanting to create like a community around, the mountains and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that was actually like I was like thinking, and that was actually born from a trip to Denver back in when did we go to Denver? I want to say like 2016. We went to Denver and we went up to the mountains. We went to Loveland Ski Resort in Denver. I mean, we went for like the day. Like, we weren't like at the resort. I don't even know if there's a full blown resort. I actually don't know. But you see, I get distracted anyway. Like, when we were up there, just kind of the setting and the scenery and all of that, I wanted to write something like that. And so it stayed kind of in the back of my mind. But when we ended up in Sugar Valley, we're not introduced to Sugar Valley in winter. We're introduced to Sugar Valley in the fall. And I actually I don't think I've written winter in Sugar Valley. So maybe when I revisit Sugar Valley for that third book, maybe we'll do some winter. We'll do some winter stuff for Sugar Valley for the third one. But that's the only one where it was like really planned. Like the Heights, which is kind of the one that I'm most known for. That was I literally was just like, I'm gonna write a coffee shop, and the flower shop is going to be up the way. And oh, what if there was this next to it? Like it all just kind of developed and like as I went, and it didn't really completely settle in for me honestly until the Equilibrium series, which came a few years later, like after A Crazy Little Thing Called Love. And yeah. uh let me see. Denver's holding it down. Make sure his kids is happy as all times. Happy at all times. Trace is hilarious. You gave us the fire. Thank you so much. It's very interesting, and the way you build stories is amazing. I feel like I can't miss one tidy producer because I feel like I missed the piece of the story of somebody of like I missed a piece of somebody's story eventually. I actually don't like that. I can't, but I can't help it. It's like I don't like that because for exactly that reason. Like I would love to be able to write like a series or something like that that just completely stood alone. Like you can read this, and you don't have to read none of the other stuff. Like all you have to read is that everybody who is here is only there. And I've never been able to do it. Even equivalent exchange, which I tried to do that with equivalent exchange, and I ended up introducing Clayton. I ended up pulling Ramsey's if you guys remember Ramsey's realtor friend from Determining Possession, ended up pulling him into that one because I can't help myself. But in in my defense, the book was set in Blackwood, which is adjacent to the Heights, and so like how would I not want to wrap it all up together? So that was destined to be a failure from the start. Um, let me see. Yes, Denver was not playing. I still love their story. He wanted his wife, and I love how he fought for her. Absolutely. I love this series. Can't wait to read the new release tonight. Yay. Let me see. I hope we get more Sugar Valley. I love that wine community. Yeah, I'm very so that third Sugar Valley book is how I was supposed to start the year. That's how I was supposed to start the year. But uh um it just didn't work out. It didn't work out. Like I had a specific storyline that I was gonna do, and then like I just couldn't get that to curl over in my mind. And then I did find, like I dug, through the characters and all of that in my head, and I found the new storyline, but now that has to marinate. And so it just ain't fair. Tati is giving me Alicia vibes. Yeah, those are my badasses. How about your Connecticut Kings titles? Those had to be planned too, right? I read those several times. Yes, like when I mentioned about them about not being planned was like building out a whole community or like a whole kind of universe around around that specific setting is what I meant by that. Like not necessarily the series itself. Like I might go into something knowing, okay, this is going to be multiple books, but not necessarily knowing, that it's going to be centered around or that I'm going to be like building out a whole neighborhood or building out a specific community. The Connecticut Kings books, those are yes, those are absolutely planned. We layer in as we go because we don't know, what we're going to be doing next or whose story we're going to be telling next. But like we have to because it's a collaborative series. Love and I we talk about these books so much like as we're going through that process to make sure that everything is just meshing like it needs to, and making sure that we're like making sure that the details connect, and making sure that like if I write something that includes the characters from her book, making sure that like the characterization, the mannerisms, the language, all of that, making sure that it all just kind of making sure that it all fits, and that I don't bring, like that I don't bring like Rhett, for example. I don't bring Rhett over here and make him a CCJ hero. He's not a CCJ hero. He's a Love Belvin hero. And so when I bring him into the CCJ universe, I have to make sure that I'm respecting the character that Love created and making sure that everything still, make it just making sure that what am I trying to say? Just making sure that we keep everybody true to character, and making sure that the football is there, making sure that we keep the organization chart correct, and just making sure that it all flows like it needs to. Let me see. I love the Height series. I love the fact that you connect your characters. Kimball Bourbon was in the house. When are you reading the Older Blackwood? The Height. Well, oh, when you are, Lord, when you are reading the Older Blackwood slash the Heights books before it is named, it's interesting to see community come together. I think so too. I think so too. And I like, in some ways, when I read it, it's obvious to me that I like a crazy little thing called love. Like, I feel like when you read those first couple of books in the Serendipity series, I feel like it feels obvious that I was not planning to like necessarily stay there as long as I have. I actually have more equilibrium books. I don't have any more serendipitous books. I put that at a close, but I have several more, at least two more equilibrium books that I want to write. I don't know if I'm going to do the height stories. I might have like some other little shorts or something that come in with that, but I definitely have more equilibrium books, and I feel like it's obvious to like to me. I don't know how obvious it is to anybody else, but definitely to me, like there's just like certain details and stuff that I would have done differently if I like if I knew that it was going to become what it did become. There's things that I would have done differently. Um, when you do more Connecticut Kings. That is actually my very next project, and that is like solid. Like I don't like like I literally do not have a choice, which is fine. You know, it's fine for me that I have a choice. I need some discipline. But I was supposed to start writing this week. And I did not. I underestimated my need for a mental break between projects. I thought I was just gonna jump right from one straight, straight into the next thing. And I have not been able to do that. But my characters are named. I have my plot line. I think I might have the title of my book, but past I've got to run it past some folks because I'm doing something that clashes. And so and so I've got to run it past some folks that know what they're talking about so I can figure out if that, if that's going to be okay or if that's going to work. I've got my character visuals. I've got like a little more research on certain elements that I think that I need to do. I think that's part of what's holding me up too, besides just needing a break. Like I said, with the stuff with the website and building out landing pages, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Um, it's just a lot. Like it's just a lot to go through. Like, well, not a lot to go through. That's not what I mean. It's just a lot happening this week, and so I haven't had that sleep. And here, it has it already been another 10 minutes. That 10 minutes seemed like it went by fast that time, but but yeah, I think that I just kind of need that mental break, and so over this weekend, definitely going to be getting some sleep that I've been missing out on, for the past few days. Um, Yeah. Let me see. I love that you connect them though. I started reading your books last year during quarantine. I think I'm on book 58. And I just fell into a wonderful little rabbit hole of amazing black characters. 58, you're almost done. You got like, what was this one? I think today's release was like 66. I think today's release was like 66 or something like that. I'm not completely sure, but I think, but you, girl, you're almost in there. You're almost done. Hey, Nasi. Uh, actually missed the mention of the other characters, WAWG, the highest Blackwood, etc. When I was reading strictly professional unfinished bits. Yeah, because those are so far back in my catalog that like none of that other stuff was established. And so you know what? You know what? I said that I don't have anything that doesn't connect, but those older books, they don't connect because that stuff wasn't established. But I think where I started making the connections was probably around I'm looking at my I'm looking at my covers up here, but where I started making those connections was probably around The Trouble with Us. Because if any of you guys have read that, The Trouble with Us Bianca has like a ex that's given her like she has some legal trouble, and Gabby is the lawyer that Cameron Taylor, the magazine, her boss, Bianca's boss at the magazine, at Sugar and Spice magazine. Gabby is the lawyer that Cam puts in touch with Bianca, and I think that's one of like those first connections that I make. And then in Catch Me If You Can, I was actually thinking about this the other day, but in Catch Me If You Can, um, Marcus Marcus is familiar with Roman because Roman's little girl is Naomi's uh she's one of Naomi's students at the ballet studio. I was just thinking about that the other day. And that like that was really cute. And I'm just thinking about like all those little connections and stuff that, you know, that I go back to. Did you find yourself having fun with Nessa and Blue? They went so hard. That Daredevil side of Nessa seems so exciting. Look, so I had a lot of fun with Nessa and Blue to the point that I almost felt bad that I was having so much fun with Nessa and Blue. But I really did try to kind of sit back and embrace it and just say, you know what? They're fun and that's what it is. So just have fun with them. Like, what's the point of like why do anything else? Why not just have fun with them instead of worrying about, well, this isn't doing that and this isn't doing that, just have fun with it. And so yes, I did have fun with Nessa and Blue. Let me see. Now that it's out on audio, maybe those characters will speak to you again and we will get book three. Book three. Oh, you're talking about Regina, and you're talking about the Strictly Professional series, Regina and Dorian. Is that what? Yeah, Regina and I think his name was Dorian. Um, Thank you for making the Hamiltons older. We begin into. I loved it. So okay, so yes, the Hamiltons are like good and grown. And I've noticed that as I get older, my characters trend older too. But I don't know, like it's weird. It's weird that like my Connecticut Kings characters for this round, they're like late 20s, they're like mid to late 20s. And it feels so strange. It's like I almost have in the back of my mind, like, how am I gonna give depth to these characters that are so young? But when I think back, the serendipitous love characters, like when I wrote like Simone was like 28, 29. I think Roman was like 32 or something like that. But they weren't like they definitely weren't like they weren't close to their 40s. But now I'm like, 28. Like I'm like, like those are babies. Nobody wanna write no babies. Nobody wanna read about no babies. But obviously that doesn't, characters of any age can have depth, and that's, it's on me, it's my responsibility to make sure that I still bring that in, because it's not necessarily about their age, it's about, their life experiences and what their story is, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that's funny. um Let me see. I don't know if you discussed it yet, but any more books like Wonder? I just read slash listened to that one, and it was all things wonderful. So I actually, what's funny is I feel like writing Blue and kind of his brand of alpha. I think that it is helping prepare me for writing Adam and Issa. If you remember from Wonder, they are going to be the next couple, and it is going to be like a Beauty and the Beast type of retelling. If I stick with that, because what's been in the back of my mind is that part of my block there is not wanting to, like, I don't want to write the revolution part that's going to be happening. Like that's the part that's kind of a sticking point for me, besides some of the intricacies of Adam and Issa's story. But it's been kind of in the back of my mind to still do the fairy tale, or Disney retelling, whatever you want to call it, but to still do the retelling aspect and still have it be Adam and Issa, but place them in a different, like in a completely different world. Like maybe they're not post apocalyptic, like maybe it's futuristic, or maybe it's historical, or maybe, do you hear what I'm saying? Um, but I don't know. Like I could very well, we could very well see Allie and Maddox in this particular title too. But to answer what you actually asked me, yes, it is in the back of my mind. I don't believe that it's gonna happen at this point. I don't believe that it's gonna happen this year, but it's definitely on my it's definitely on my mind. The Trouble series and Unsung Hero in the catalog. Listen, let's talk about it because those Trouble books, like I was thinking about that recently. I think that I'm gonna like redesign the covers and like repackage those because yes, Unsung Hero is right. Those books, yeah. Hold on a second. I just I'm so sorry if y'all can hear that. If y'all can hear me slurping this water. I forgot I'm using like my good mic and the camera. Just let me let me see. All right, give me a second. It's telling me my battery is too low to do let me see. All right. So it's telling me that my battery is too low for me to switch. And if I turn my camera off, if I turn my camera off, it's gonna if I turn my camera off, it's gonna mess up. Or it's gonna end, I think. Let me see. Let me see if I can switch the battery, okay? Ah, that actually works. Look at God. I cannot believe that it let me turn this camera off and change the battery and come back to it. And it is still streaming. I think y'all still here. Let me see. I forgot what I was talking about. What was I talking about? Oh, the Trouble series. Like, yeah, those books. Yeah. I really enjoy reading mature characters that are close to my age. Nothing against the young ones, but give me that good old grown folks talk. Yeah, sometimes the youngins, like, I'm glad you enjoyed writing this in blue because I love them. I absolutely did. I really could tell in this writing was carefree and it showed. It really paid off. This book was amazing. Thank you. Let me see. I'm waiting on book 3 of Eternally Tethered. Now that is supposed to come this year. That is supposed to come this year. Like that's supposed to come this year. And I'm hoping that like look, I'm in the back of my mind, like, please, like, don't play with me. Y'all gotta excuse me. I gotta put some chapstick on. Like, I'm wearing a matte lipstick, and baby, I'm uh, I'm like it's getting real dry. Now I got lipstick all over my chapstick. but but what was I talking about? Book 3 of Eternally Tethered. I really, really hope to get to that this year. I really, really, really like for real. Like I really want because I want to finish it out. I want to finish it out. Like I do not want to take any any series that I know for certain I'm definitely going back to, especially knowing that that book it's a cliffhanger. It's a cliffhanger. Like I'm not gonna front. It's a cliffhanger, and I need to wrap it up. And so I'm hoping that the characters cooperate with that, and I actually do get to wrap it up. Let me see. Reading it now, loving them so much. Small World, love all the Sixth Degree Connections. Absolutely love that series. Me too. Like the fairy tales, I enjoyed maybe this time. Thank you, Geraldine. Let me see. Yeah. So that was let me see. I was going to show you guys because I was looking earlier, like if y'all follow me on YouTube, you might remember when I first introduced this series, like when I first introduced this series, I had put up the covers. I had showed the covers in a video. I showed all three covers. It was maybe next time, maybe this time, and for the first time was the other title. But I don't even remember what happened, but I ended up not using for the first time as the title, but I had the covers and only Denver's cover. Denver's cover is the only cover that stuck around. I'm trying to see where I saved these covers. I think I put them in my Google Drive. I'm trying to see. And if not, I guess I could just pop them over there real quick instead of yeah, I'm just pop them in my Google Drive real quick so I can show you guys. I hope I didn't like save over them. Let's see. Documents. Where's my Vegas Nights folder? Right there. That's not right. Hold on. Books. Vegas Nights. There we go. Let's see. And then like it's funny because I look back at those other two covers. I'm like, that's ugly, Christina. Why were you gonna do that? Well, they're not ugly. They're not ugly. I'm just very they're not. Let me see. Are you there yet? Why do you hate me? Okay, so that one uploaded. Well, it was supposed to. Recent. There we go. Okay, so, and this is showing you how, okay, this is showing you how, oh, it's not gonna focus. Okay, here we go. This is showing you, you see, he's on a motorcycle, and the title of this is Maybe This Time, because this was supposed to be Blue and Nessa's book, was supposed to be the second book, but I couldn't do it. Like I had to, like I had to chill. And then the other cover was gonna be Trace. Let me see. Are you finished uploading yet? Yeah, you're finished uploading. And this was gonna be Trace and Nessa for that was gonna be the for the first time one. And I don't know, like I don't know how much you can really see that, but it's just, the guy with the suit and all of that. And it's like, okay, this is gonna be Trace, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But then once I saw the reception, so that's where it started because it was once I saw the reception to Denver's cover, I was like, wait a minute, I gotta come a little harder for like I gotta bring something, I gotta bring a little something, a little more with these other covers or whatever. And so I had to revisit it and come back to it. But I love how Blue was like, hire your boy who took his boys out. Exactly. Like, it's like, okay, why do I need, like, if y'all are getting beat up, all of y'all getting beat up by one guy, I don't need the people who are getting beat up. I need the person who's beating folks up. Like, I was very, very much into it. That is a thorn. Um, and we will probably see him in we will probably see him in the Roses and Thorns series. Like I've written a lot of roses, and I and thus far I have been referring to it just as roses. I've been referring to it just as roses instead of as roses and thorns. So I'm thinking that because technically the series is the Roses and Thorns series, I'm thinking that maybe the next few books. Wait, I don't know if I'm ready to commit to that though. Because Reinvention and Unbroken are both only from, like, it's only Tempest, it's only Dasha. And so it would stand to reason that if I went to the Thorns, we would only hear from them. But I don't know if I'm ready to do that. I don't know if I'm ready to do that. But Unbroken Rose does come out in audio in 5 days. It comes out in audio in 5 days. And Ebony, the narrator, actually just let me know that she is finished with the rose that got away. And I have a little surprise for you guys for I got a little surprise for you guys there. I'm gonna just leave that. I'm gonna leave that where that is. I ain't gonna say too much more about that, but just know. Let me see. I have not had much of an opportunity. I've not had an opportunity to read any of the Vegas Nights books. I purchased the first two, but still haven't read them. I'm about to buy book three. First of all, thank you. Should I read them in order? Does it not matter? It definitely matters. Like I would not at all recommend that you read those out of order. I don't think it would be like the biggest deal in the world if you read them out of order, but I would definitely recommend that you do read them in order just because of kind of the way that things happen. Um, yeah, I would definitely recommend. Actually, I think that they do need to be read in order. I take it back. No, you should read them in order, but it's not a big deal if you don't. But you definitely should read them in order. Have you thought about having any of your audiobooks read in a duet style? Wesley and Amelia have been doing the live duets and they're fire. Yes. But that involves a lot more. It involves a lot more. It involves a whole lot more, just in terms of like strategy. It's a lot more expensive because it involves much heavier editing. Um, and then it's just like it's a lot. It's very, very involved. There is a reason that you don't see it a lot. I think that some of like the bigger budget, and there we go. I think that some of the bigger budget authors, like people who have, but it's definitely it's pricey, and audio is already pricey, and so like adding that additional layer at this point, like I'm I don't know. Like I would love it. I would love it so much because I have, I've been in those lives and they really do a phenomenal job. Wesley and Emmanuel have really, really great chemistry together. And so I think they would do a phenomenal job with it. I just the logistics, the logistics and the resources. Hey Sharon. Let me see. Nikki Pierce books. Hi, Christina. I found your channel. Your publishing videos have been so helpful and insightful. I'm really, really glad to hear that. I'm really, really glad to hear that because it's like when you do something like that, like I'm always like I have this thing with people on the internet. It's like everybody on the internet calls themselves an expert, and lots of people want to charge for their expertise. And and I don't necessarily begrudge them. I just don't. I'm trying to figure out how to say this. I don't like for people to present themselves as experts if they are not experts. And so I try to be really careful with the way that I present the things that I know. Like, even though, I feel like I've been successful and I feel like I've been blessed and I feel like, I feel like I kind of know what I'm talking about. I do still want to be careful with making it seem like I know everything or like I know all of this publishing thing. So I try to just like I try to make sure that I'm keeping it balanced. I try to, because I mean, yes, I'm some of the stuff I know what I'm talking about, but I don't know everything. And so I try to just be real careful with that. And so I really am glad to know that when I am presenting these things, that you know, that it actually is helpful. Um, hey Angela. Let me see. CJ makes me question what I've been doing with my life. Don't do that, cause baby, it ain't. It is not. Man, look. It is all vibes over here. Like I try my best, like to be organized and to try to stay on top of it, and to try to do new things, try new things, get better at the things that I'm doing. But look, it's a struggle. It is constantly a daily struggle. um so I'm trying, but please don't, please don't have me making you question your life, because I'm questioning too. We can't all be. We some of us gotta know. Some of us gotta like be on it and know what we're doing. And I'm not one of them. So I need some of y'all to be. I need some of y'all to be the ones that know what you're talking about. Let me see. It's nice to hear your honest advice and tips. You're such an inspiration for a new writer like me. I love that I'm able to do that, because that is something, it's important to me, because I was not, because there wasn't much of that available for me, like when I was first starting out. And I don't want that to be the case for other people. And so, as much as I can, just like here in my little corner of the web, like I try to offer what I wish had been available to me when I was starting out. Um, Let me see. Appreciate your willingness to share your knowledge with us. We've talked about how you can do all things for man. But what you do, you're amazing with it. I appreciate that so much. Yeah, Sarah said she was from Texas. Are any of you guys gonna be at are any of you guys gonna be at house party in August? No, it's July 31st. I've been saying basically August, because it's July 31st. But house party in Houston this summer. Your girl is fully vaccinated. So we'll be so we gonna pack up this Volkswagen with some books, and we gonna slide through. Let me see. I was wondering if it was very expensive to do those audibles, two voices, then editing, and the paying for it seems astronomical. I wouldn't call it astronomical. It's definitely an investment. It's not something that I would like necessarily recommend for a new author out the gate, like doing it yourself. Um, I don't know that I would recommend that, but um, it can be expensive. It can be expensive, especially since audiobook readers are very particular about the voices that they want to hear. And I mean, because those voices are in high demand, it's hard getting on their schedules. Like it's really hard getting on their schedules. So yeah. So it's like, so the price isn't the only barrier. Yeah. Let me see. I live in Texas, but won't be able to attend. Oh man. Hello, love the book. I just want to say, but I ain't gonna leave it like that. Anymore, you see what I did there. It's a fine. I definitely get that. I definitely get that. I was expecting that. I was definitely expecting that. I grew up in H Town. Houston is one of my favorite cities. Houston is one of my favorite cities. I don't know that I would want to live there. The traffic is nuts. Traffic is nuts, but I really enjoy Houston. I really enjoy Denver as well. Not a fan of not a fan of New York. Not the biggest fan of LA. I didn't hate LA, but not just a super super big fan of it. Let me see. I see your regular book list is up on your site. Will the connecting book order be put back up? It was my guide. I should have saved it. Okay, so what had happened was that was a casualty of trying to make sure that my site did not crash again for this release day. On my last release day, my site crashed. And so we had to make some changes on the website, which meant taking down a lot of the cool stuff. My website is currently being rebuilt, kind of page by page, on a different system, and so eventually I do want to put that back up, but I basically have to rebuild it, but I do want to put that back up because that was really freaking cool, and I really do want to put that back up. Like I love that. So yes, I definitely plan to come back to it. Um, I'm gonna have to look up house party. I'm in Texas, but procrastinating on getting my ticket, and it's sold out. Yeah, it's sold out, and part of that was because they had to limit the tickets, just to make to make it safe because we are still in a panorama. And so adjustments and all of that have to be made. We'll be there, but we'll be masked up. I'm not sure about pictures yet. I'm I don't know if I'll be able to resist. I don't know if I'll be able to resist, but I have to see kind of I have to see what the rules and all of that are around it. So let me see. Let me see. We're particular about our narrators, but I'm willing to give everyone a chance. It sucks when there's a bad narrator, but I will try them out. Yeah, yeah, and that's my thing. Like if you don't like someone's voice, you just don't, and I definitely understand that. But like, as long as you're willing to kind of give people a chance, like give people a shot, listen to the sample. So definitely, just give people a chance. But if you don't like, I ain't listening to nobody. I don't want to listen to it either. So, so no concern or no conflict there. My family is now in Denver. Worldwide, world sideways. Let me see random, but I need that roses mug. Will they be restocked? Yeah, they're in stock now. I've got a few. I've got notebooks. Can y'all see that? Yeah, it's in. But I've got some notebooks. And I've got roses mugs. I've got a couple of different varieties of the roses mug. I've got some wonder mugs with my little hand drawn with my illustrations of the characters that I drew. And what else do I have? I've got two urban grind mugs over there. I gotta turn the screen back on again. Um I've got two urban grind mugs over there, but one of them, I think, I was actually looking at my email earlier. I think somebody may have purchased one of them, but let me see. I'm glad. I'm glad to watch all the new Black indie authors. It's helping me a whole lot. Listening, reading, and learning. You were the first indie I read, and you opened the door to a whole new world. Absolutely, so many of us out here. There's so many of us out here, like with really, really amazing work. Uh, just to throw some names out, since I always take this opportunity. Nicole Falls has actually been up and through a little bit tonight, but Nicole Falls, Love Belvin, Alexandra Warren, Alexandria House, Jacinta Howard, Danielle Allen, Tay Russ, Chinsia Higgins, my mind is blanking, but there's a lot of us. Like there's a lot of us. And please don't take me not mentioning somebody as like meaning that I wouldn't recommend them because that's not the case at all. It's a lot of us. It's like there's a whole lot of us. And I've got two videos on my channel actually. I've got a pretty recent one where I did some people who may not be on your TBR but should be on your TBR. And then a little further back about it might be like a year ago, or it may not be quite a year ago, but I've got another video with like my Black romance recommendations or my Black romance reading recommendations. It's titled that one or something like that. But I've got two different videos on my channel with reading recommendations if you guys need some more. If you guys need some more. Um listen to your sample today. It was good. What's that for the roses one? Let me see. I was revisiting Trouble and I need Bianca and Rashad on audio. Look, see, now you got me thinking. Now you got me thinking. Yes, D Rose, Honesty Price, um, Ashley Nicole, um, my brain my brain keeps blanking, but a couple of people, like, if y'all, like, if y'all know indies, like, please feel free to drop them in the comments, like, if you have people that I didn't mention that you want to recommend, or if you want to name the people that I did mention again, like, in case because I was talking too fast and somebody didn't catch them or don't know how to spell their names or anything like that. Let me see. New to your books and love them. This has probably been asked, but will Demetria get the story? No, nobody's asked about Demetria today. Demetria, Miss Desiree's twin. Demetria is supposed to get a story in the 5 star enterprises thing in the 5 star enterprises series. She's supposed to get a story, but 5 star enterprises is like mystery thriller suspense, and so I have to kind of like I gotta be like in the right spot for like that type of vibe. So I gotta figure it out. But I do want to come back to Demetria. Let me see. Yes, the world needs to shine. Like, oh, you got me thinking. I was wondering if she was Nicole Falls, the author, but I didn't want to sound crazy. Yeah, that's my boo. Black indie romance is my favorite genre. I spent all last year reading only books by Black authors, and the quality and variety is first rate. Like, that's high praise. Thank you so much. Like, this community, like, there are so many of us writing so many different things that when I see people saying, that they can't, that they're looking for this, and they wish they could find this and they wish they could find that in Black romance, I'm always like, okay, so you don't read Black indies, do you? Because we out here doing some of everything. um, Let me see. What color is that chocolate on your lips? This is like a dark brown liner, and then a NYX matte lipstick that I cannot remember the shade. And then I had to put some chapstick on top of it because it's a matte lipstick, and it was drying me out. Um, you guys inspired me to start writing. My short story is published in December. Congratulations! I love all the information you provide. Is that a lip bar color you're wearing? No, it's NYX today. It's NYX today, but that makes me remember. I wouldn't have been sitting here dry if I had been wearing my lip bar. I think I couldn't find it. Like, I remember. Yeah, I could find my red one. Yeah, because I got a red one and a brown one. I got Savage and Boss Lady, and Boss Lady is the red one. I couldn't find my Savage today. I need to go through my makeup. I need to go through my makeup and throw some stuff away because I got a bunch of stuff that I'm not using anymore, and it's just in the way. NYX is actually NYX, Knicks, like New York X. um, Let me see. But oh man, y'all don't let me talk for an hour. I was supposed to be on here for like 10 or 20 minutes. I was supposed to be on here for 10 or 20 minutes, and y'all don't let me talk for a whole hour. Um, I gotta go get some sleep. I gotta go get some sleep, but I appreciate you guys coming through and rocking with me for my impromptu for my impromptu live. Thank you guys for having questions and all of that to keep me talking and not letting me flop tonight. But thank you guys, and thank you to everybody who has purchased and shared and finished reading and left their reviews and all that for maybe one more time. I really did have a blast. On the 23rd, on the 23rd of this month, I'm going to be doing on my Facebook page. It's either going to be on my Facebook page or in my Facebook group, where we're going to have like a real, like, we're going to have a conversation where it won't just be me talking. Like, well, I mean, I'll be talking, but we'll be using the rooms feature. And so, like, you guys will be able to talk and all of that too. It can only hold 50 people. it can only hold 50 people. So like if you're planning, like I'll send out like the official information and all of that in a newsletter or something, so that so that you have everything to like to know if you wanted to be there or plan to be there. So yeah, there's that. Oh, and if you wanted a paperback, if you don't like ebook, or if you just wanted the paperback, either way, the paperback is actually the paperback is live too. So if you wanted the paperback, it's live on Amazon. If you don't want to wait, but if you want to wait for a signed copy, you can order that on my Shopify store. And I'm going to see if I can pop a link. Let me see. All right, so that is not clickable. I'm gonna pin it though. So I pinned that message. If anybody wanted to go grab the paperback, or if you needed a link to the book or anything like that. And yeah, thank you guys for coming through, and I'll holla. Bye. Or not. I don't know what I'm doing wrong.